It's said that life is a journey best traveled with friends.
Along the way are adventures and misadventures. But if you're Miz Mel's friend, you'll find some Miz adventures.
Join Miz Mel for misadventures with friends and explore the paths of friendship.
Welcome to you. I'm your host, Miz Mel, and today on Miz Adventures with Friends, I'll be visiting with my friend Heather. Hey, Heather.
Hey, Miz Mel.
Okay. Heather and I have been friends for a few years now because we are involved in an organization that's a youth organization, and we met through that, and we met through a summer camp program that Heather was here as a volunteer, and I was on staff, and actually we are on the road with Miz Adventures with Friends today because I have come to camp to talk with Heather about our friendship and just discuss some of the things that we like to talk about with friendship. And I consider Heather a good camp friend and a good year-round friend.
Awesome.
We might talk a little bit about camp friends and how that goes on around here, because we want to influence our kids to cultivating healthy friendships. And being that we're out in the open air, you might hear an occasional plane fly over. If we scream, we have encountered a snake has crossed our path, or a squirrel, raccoon, or maybe we'll see a deer, which would be nice because it's early morning and it feels good. But let's dive right in here and say welcome again, Heather.
Thank you.
Thanks for being my friend, my camp friend. Let's talk about friendship. What do you think of friendship? What is your definition of friendship? Can you pull out your Oxford Dictionary and give me a definition?
This is one I could have thought about in advance, but definition of friendship is people who stick with you and support you and encourage you and sometimes slap you around a little bit because you need it. And that's part of encouraging, right? Helping you grow, people you work with together to grow into better people because you have time together.
Okay.
That was fancy.
Yeah, that sounded great. Hey, you may also hear kids screaming in the background. We thought
it's all good. They're having fun.
We thought we were far enough away, but we might encounter some loud noises, but that's all right. That's what it's all about. And since we are at camp is a unique opportunity for developing friendships. And I know that the slogan for this particular camp is building friendships since 2007. So the camp's been around for quite a while, and there have been a lot of friendships developed here over the years. So from your perspective, Heather, just as an adult, not necessarily a camper in here, have there been any unexpected friendships develop?
Well, I think one thing that's unexpected is that my introduction to camp was dropping my daughter off with a friend of mine, and I dropped our daughters off, who were best friends, at camp. And I thought, wow, this is cool. I think it was unexpected to me that I would then come back and make so many, I think, lifelong friends. And the interesting thing is that none of us are neighbors. None of us now live in the same community or are part of the organization in the same places. So we kind of have long distance friendships, but that was surprising how the distance can fade away when you have built a good friendship that's important.
What's your favorite friend memory from camp?
Oh, from camp?
From camp.
Okay, I got
and then we'll,
camp and outside of camp? Okay.
Yeah, then we'll go to the rest of the world.
Favorite friend memory. Okay. I have been just so amazed and thankful for how some young women that I've met at camp have befriended me, this old mama. Old gray-haired mama. And they are my friends, and I love their insights. So one of them, we speak Russian accent to each other sometimes, and I love that. That's a fun memory. So another camp friend I made her kids are very athletic and into soccer, and she lives like almost 3 hours away from me. But we have spent more time together because her soccer kids come to my city, and she and I've gotten to know her whole family. They stay at our house. I've helped host her soccer kids when they need a place to stay, and that has just been that's a favorite camp memory, is how the friendships extend beyond camp. And also, sitting up late at night and talking about silly things with the moms I meet every summer.
Oh
There
my
are so
gosh,
many.
yes.
How can I limit it? They're all
Yes.
such good memories.
Great memories, and
Yes.
sometimes those memories that we develop at camp are only great memories or hilariously funny to us because
Spiders.
spiders or flying cockroaches and all manner of wildlife that you encounter at camp. Everything seems to magnify
Yes.
at 10:30 at night when you're exhausted.
Yes.
And that's one thing that's always been in the forefront of our conversations. All of my camp friends and I, when we talk about camp, it's always the giggles and the laughter and the sweating
Yes.
that we all do together. Friends that
And-
sweat together.
Yes. And sometimes
stick together.
Sometimes crying and apologies and forgiveness
exactly.
too. I've been blessed with all of that kind of friendship, forgiveness and apologies. Me apologizing, them forgiving. So that's a great part of the friendships that we have here.
The core group I was with on staff at camp, we always said we started the camp, we came to camp at the beginning for our daughters,
Yes.
but we stayed for ourselves.
Yep.
And I'm so glad that this has spanned for me 16 years, and all of the different friendships that have come about throughout that span all over the country, people I've met all over the country, and how we have had an extended village, so to
Yes.
speak.
Yes.
The stories
that.
of the girls themselves and their developing friendships is just amazing, because we've seen girls grow up together
Yeah.
at camp, and now they're in each other's weddings and celebrating babies and life and careers and traveling together, and it's just a special place. If you've never been involved with a summer camp,
It's
go
pretty cool.
volunteer. It's pretty
It'll
cool.
suck you in.
It'll take you down the vortex.
But it's it's joyful though. So joyful.
Exactly. It's just such a wonderful experience. Well, tell me, you've got a multitude of friends outside of camp. Everybody needs to have friends outside of that special 1 or 2 week experience. What's another, since we're talking about memories, another friend memory that sticks with you?
Well, growing up in an Air Force family, okay, we traveled around the world a lot, and so I was blessed with friends for a short, we moved a lot, and I would have intense friendships for a short time, and then we'd move, and that was hard. But sometimes we ran into those friends again, and my parents really blessed me. I had a very, very best friend in middle school, and she was from Montreal. And so when we had to say goodbye, when our families both moved, our time in that, we lived in Saudi Arabia. That's where we met each other at an international school. So when her family moved back to Montreal, my family moved back to the States to the next military assignment. Our parents, we wrote letters, but our parents recognized that was a very special friendship to us. And they, one summer I flew up to visit her family, and then she came to visit me. And I was just really thankful for that. We have remained, she was in my wedding. We have remained friends. We've been friends since 1981. And my dear friend Natalie, she now lives in Vancouver, and we keep in touch mostly through Christmas cards and occasional phone calls. But I love that we have plans to get together. They're loose plans at this point, but sometime we pray that will actually happen. But that's just a precious memory. We were able to stay a part of each other's lives through the high school years and through college, and then she came to visit my husband and me when we were newlyweds, and that was very kind of her, because who wants to hang out with newlyweds? I don't know. But I love my friend Natalie. Another fun thing from moving and leaving friends behind and then being reunited was also another friend from Saudi Arabia. First day of college, freshman orientation. We hadn't seen each other in 3 years and we had lost touch. But we ended up at the same college, and that was just so funny. It's like, what? There you are, Joanna. And
no
and
social media to keep
no,
up
right
with
there. That was
anybody
right.
then.
That was
Yeah.
the day with there was no Facebook, no texting. Phone calls were expensive, and you kept in touch by writing actual letters with stamps. You had to mail. But
You
so
had to have
we
the
had
money to buy
not.
the stamp.
Yeah, we had been friends, but we had not kept in touch with letters. But there we were, first day of college, and so that was just so cool. And she actually was my husband's lab partner before we were, before we were even dating. She knew my husband. They were physics lab partners, and so I got to hear the lowdown on this cute guy, Scott, that I later married from Joanna. And we were roommates, and she was also in my wedding. And so, yeah, moving around was challenging, but making friends, I loved making new friends, but being able to hold on to the old ones was always a blessing. I'm so thankful for that. Back before social media.
Well, what does it take to maintain a friendship for a long period of time? We're in what a friend called a microwave society,
Ooh,
where we want things quick,
Yeah.
and then it's over and done. There's more to relationship
Yeah.
than what a microwave mentality can produce.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. I think one thing that helps to keep friendships over the years is grace and an understanding that you're not always going to be able to keep that intensity of let's go out for coffee every week, or seeing each other routinely, or being able to stop in. I love the friendships. I crave the friendships where I can just stop at their house anytime, or we can get together, and just encourage each other. But sometimes there is a distance, either a physical distance because you move, or just because your life season changes and you're involved in different things. But I think if there can be grace and you can allow each other to know, hey, we were busy, God called us in different directions, we had no choice, but let's reconnect, let's catch up. And I've been very thankful for friends that, I think of my friend Linda. There for a season, we did all our homeschooling together. We were together. We were even in this youth organization together for a number of years, and I saw her regularly, and she was so important in my life. And then the seasons changed, and our kids were different ages, and some of those homeschool things stopped, and we just didn't see each other hardly ever for a long time. And then, out of the blue, one of us would call the other, hey, what if we could catch up? Or I was selling a homeschool physics book, and she bought it, and we met in a parking lot, and what I thought would be a quick drop-off, we stood in that parking lot for like 3 hours talking and reconnecting. So it's okay if there needs to be some time and some space because it's out of your control. And you can reconnect later. So I think grace contributes to that, and I would consider her a lifelong friend, even though right now we don't see each other as often as we'd like. It's okay. We can reconnect. Sometime maybe we'll plan a girls' trip and invite a whole bunch of us that used to be in that homeschool environment, and then just don't see each other now. But
You're listening to Misadventures with Friends.
Let's shift back to our circumstances where we are right now with camp. There is a wide range of ages of girls here at the camp, from like 8 or 9 years old up to almost 18.
yeah, we have some 18-year-olds.
If you're talking to the parents of these girls and as they prepare these girls to come to camp or go to a new school or just start a new school year, from what you've observed in being involved with this youth organization, being involved with so many young women and in this close-knit circumstance that we have, what would you tell parents, or how would you advise parents to prepare their girls for developing new friendships in this kind of a situation? Because it's almost like a survivor type situation.
Yeah.
When you go to a camp, you talk about the bonds that are developed when people are in crises together, or on the Survivor show together, and they either get along or they don't get along. It's kind of a thrown in there in a lump, people you might not know.
Yeah.
What do you tell these parents? What kind of advice do you give parents on those kind of situations?
Yeah, because sometimes we have parents wanting their daughters to be in the cabin with their troop, members and friends that they already know. And we encourage parents that camp is a great place to make new friends, and to encourage their girls to come with open hearts and minds to meet new people. And that doesn't mean that you're leaving old friends behind. There's always room for more. That's the cool thing about friendship. I think we encourage the girls to, ask questions. Say, hey, what do you like? What are the things you're involved in? Just get to know each other. I encourage parents to tell their girls that this is a place where you're going to find like-minded friends. They might be different in lots of ways, but you have something in common because you're coming to this camp. So find out about them. Ask, sit with a new friend. We did have a couple girls this year that on their registration form they requested new friends for cabin mates, and that made me smile.
Yes,
that really made me smile. And one of the girls said when she got here that she wanted to help new campers. She's in the younger quad, the younger group, and wanted to help new campers enjoy camp for the first time. And I thought that was very sweet. This is not the kind of a place where you come with your clique and you stick with your clique. We really discourage that. And I think we design our program in such a way that the girls are going to be forced out of their cliques. If they came with their 3 or 4 best friends, they're not always going to be in the same place. They're going to be in different workshops. They're going to they're going to be in different cabins perhaps, because only 4 girls can be in a cabin, so you can't have your whole gang. And I see that working because I see girls, maybe on the first day, we might have a tier or 2. This year we had a situation where 4 girls from one troop came. 2 of them were in one cabin, 2 were in the other. Well, we had tiers because they weren't all together. We told the mama, we're not going to move them right now. We're going to see how it goes. We came up with a plan that we could move them if it became a disaster. And that was all that the mom needed to hear, was that we were watching out. But after night 1, they all had new friends. And that was a beautiful thing. Nobody had to move. The tears were gone. They made new friends. And they saw that their old friends were right next door. They were still together, but they let the new people in, and the new people, they became a quad. Instead of being this troop and that troop and those friends and these friends. They became a quad together, a team.
And that's the beauty of having a camp situation where you can have new folks coming in to participate, whether they be adults or
yes,
youth,
that too, adults.
And then having a continuation so they can come back. It makes them want to come back.
Yeah, I think so. And I think one mom last year who had been to several different summer camps, different types of situations, and they're all different, and I get that you have different situations, so you do it differently, but she made the comment, your camp is not cliquey, and I really like that. And I was just praising the Lord, because that's our goal. We don't want to be cliquey. One of our goals, many goals.
And I love it. I always want to come back.
Yeah, me too.
You can't help it. I'm not on staff, but
my daughter stopped coming. My daughter stopped coming 5 years ago, and I'm still here. So.
Well, we want to thank our friend Heather for chatting with us today and sharing another Miz adventure with me. And we may chat again at some point. One of the unique opportunities I have being here at camp with them today is talking with several friends, 2 of whom I'm going to let tag team because they grew up together here at camp. And that's going to be interesting to hear.
I can't wait to hear that one.
I don't think they got along very well when they first started coming to camp together. So that's going to be going to be an interesting episode. So stay tuned for that episode, and maybe that'll make you want to come back to listen to hear what's going to go on with that. But thank you, friends, old and new, for journeying with us today. Give us a thumbs up and become our friend on Facebook and Instagram. And now I want you to go make a friend and be a friend. Have a great day. Thanks, Heather.
Thanks, Miz Mel.
Today's friendship quote comes from Tony Clark. Getting to know new people and gaining new friends is one of life's greatest pleasures. So conquer your fears and get out there.
Misadventures with Friends is a production of Depot Street Studios and Rocket 88 Broadcasting. Music clips are from Storyblocks.